Now, looking into creating reality bridges, it goes back into a previous Reality Whisper webcast that I was doing, where I was being able to create a guided meditation and helping you to go into a state where you would be experiencing this type of parallel reality mirror, and you would be able to invoke an energy of a parallel self or even a spirit guide that would come through and being able to interact with you. So we're going to take it to another level in this episode of the Psi Academy, where we're going to be taking a look at how we can establish a conscious reality bridge. But of course, before we establish a conscious reality bridge relating to other beings, again, our parallel selves, spirit guides, even our own higher self, we want to firstly get used to the idea of going into a state. So I'm going to do my interesting little meditation guru drawing here. Get into an aligned state of being and being able to go back into that meditation. So if you want to go ahead and check out that Reality Whisperer webcast, where we're again looking into parallel realities, being able to actually connect with another version of yourself, I will include the video description in this video and you can take a look at it. But again, that is just one particular example. But in meditation, the important thing that we're doing is establishing a connection. Okay? So just being able to establish a connection with these other versions of ourselves. As many of us know, the now moment is infinite. And every particular person that you know is just another version of yourself in another perspective. So your mother, your father, your grandparents, your brother, your sister, your wife, your husband, your daughter, your son, your grandchildren, etc., are all part of different versions of yourself here and now. And so I refer to this as the now nexus. And in the now nexus, we have all of these different connections that again are available in what we could refer to as the 144 dimensions that represent the universe. Because we're not just looking at physical beings here. We're not just looking at human beings. We're not just looking at nature, vegetation, animals, plants, etc. We're looking at all potentiality pertaining to intelligent infinity, infinite intelligence that we are able to access. And so with us here in the now nexus, we have the capability to access all of these particular beings through one particular catalyst. And that catalyst relates to relationship. This is it. This is all we need to do to connect with spirit guides, to connect with parallel versions with ourselves, to connect with our own higher self, is being able to establish a relationship with that particular energy. This is how people are inner circle relating to the relationship we have with them in this lifetime, is that we have an inner circle relationship with our best friend. We have an inner circle relationship with our brother, our sister, our son, our daughter, etc. We have established a relationship with them. We have been able to develop rapport. We understand what much of their habits may be, their characteristics, their personality, etc. We've been able to distinguish that and being able to make that a part of our inner circle. Well, this is all we're attempting to do with parallel versions of ourselves. Beings, again, that we would like to connect with. Other alternate versions of ourselves existing in different realities. And this is what's known as reality bridging. So here, representing yourself. Here, representing another parallel version of yourself. We are establishing a bridge, and the bridge is being created through relationship. So as we go into meditation, as we connect to that energy, whatever it may be, we may just be able to go into the mirror through the meditation and just being able to see, yes, another parallel version of ourselves, or another version of us that may exist in a distant planet, another dimension, another reality. And we weren't even really invoking that. We were just invoking, just show me somebody who may be in the alignment of my current vibrational state. all of a sudden, this being just pops into view, into the mirror. And again, some people may say, well, Brad, don't I require like a very strong state of clairvoyance to do this? Like, do I have to have a very strong state of inner sight to being able to experience this? No, not at all. Because understand that when you are connecting with another parallel version of yourself, whether you are able to sense them through the idea of inner sight or not, they are there. And this is another thing that I'm going to be talking about through Reality Bridges, is being able to configure your Reality Bridge interface, which again just represents about going inside and looking into your own inner senses, your own psychic senses, your clairvoyance, your clairaudience, your claircentric, clairgustance, claircognizance, all of these particular types of clair abilities or psychic abilities of clarity, and just being able to configure the energies of how you are able to interpret the parallel version of yourself that you're going to interact with. But going back to the question is that no, you do not have to have profound inner sight to actually being able to connect with a parallel version of yourself. They will communicate with you in regards to the adjustable bars of energy that you hold. And so through these particular bars that represent, for example, a point system, they're able to use these bars in regards to how they are currently configured to have some type of interaction with you. Some people come up to me and say, yeah, I had some type of experience with my spirit guide. I felt that it was him. I wasn't able to see him, but I felt that it was a he, a masculine energy. I felt that it was very, very friendly. It was sending me a lot of this love. I could feel like I could hear a voice inside my mind, but I wasn't able to get that much of a picture. All I could really see maybe were just some faint colors in the background, and that's all I could really sense. But I could certainly detect that there was another parallel being there that was attempting to establish contact with me. Very good. That's all we need to get started. Just the recognizing of the relationship that we are now going to forge as it pertains to this parallel self. So this parallel self is just attempting to get your attention through the gauges that you have that are currently aligned with your own psychic well-being, or in that sense, psychic archetype or psychic body. Okay? So I'm going to go a little bit more into this gauge here, because this is an important thing in being able to configure your reality bridge. So, relating to this gauge, what is it that I'm talking about? Looking into this, putting this into perspective. Well, understand that again we have this point system here. 100 points. Okay? Now, these 100 points, basically for an example, would represent the overall integrity of your own psychic energy. Okay? So you're looking at your own psychic quota here, or psychic energy, as it would pertain in this example to a point system. Okay? So with 100 points, you may feel that naturally, oops, this pen isn't dying on me, feeling that naturally your clairvoyance may just be a very small bar right here. Your clairsentience may be a very strong bar. And let's say, for example, that this is 3 points and that this is 10 points. Now you have other particular bars as well too that go all the way down in regards to clairaudience, clairsentience, claircognizance, etc. All of these different types of bars that make up our psychic and intuitive energy. Now basically what a parallel self can do is, because they are accessing you in this astral realm, again via the meditation that you'll be able to discover, through this astral realm they can work to adjust your energy. So again, as we have this example point system of 100, and let's say that again our clairvoyance is pretty low, right? It's at a 3, and you would just like to make this request. You would say to this parallel version of yourself, again, maybe use your own name, or maybe they have a name that they can give you. But you're basically telling them, hey, parallel self, I would really like to be able to see you, and I'm not able to see you because all I'm seeing are these faint colors within my inner sight. I would like to be able to visualize you. I'd like to see what you look like. Would you be able to help me configure my energy body so that I can get a good look at you? All right. Now, you've established a good relationship with this parallel self, and now you're configuring this reality bridge. So they say, certainly. And now, they start raising up your clairvoyance to a factor of 10. However, we look at equivalent exchange, right? So, if your clairvoyance is going up from a 3 to a 10, this may drop to, say, about 5. Okay, and let's say something else drops to a 3. Whatever it may be. Clairaudience, clairsentience, etc. So basically what they have done is they have actually created, in the pool of energy that represents yourself, being able to reroute energies so that you can actually have a psychic vision of what this being may look like. Now that psychic vision may only last a couple of seconds, or maybe up to a minute, or something like that, right? Because all we're doing is allowing our parallel version of self to come in and being able to rearrange the pool of energies, again, through the example of this 100-point system. And so we're raising the bar as it pertains to clairvoyance, but we have to adjust everything. So not everything is going to be at a factor of 10 if, again, we only have 100 points, and let's say, again, 20 aspects of columns here. So again, we need to adjust with what we have. It's like looking at a full cup of water, right? When you have a full cup of water, we can't add more water to that cup. That's all that that cup is going to be able to hold. So we have to make do with the liquid that's contained in the glass to being able to work with that, maybe pour it into smaller cups, for example. But that is all the water we have. And this is the energy that we have. So basically, your parallel self can actually adjust your own pool of energy as it pertains to inner psychic senses. So that is definitely a capability you can try. But it is, again, best to describe what it is that you are attempting to experience through your guide. You may also say, I like to be able to hear you. I want to hear your voice. Can you move up my clairaudient ability so that I can do this? They may say no, because it's not here for you to hear my voice. It's only important for you to share claircognizance, having instantaneous knowing from what I see, or for what I'm able to share with you, or having clairvoyance, so you can get an idea about what comes through. So it doesn't mean that they're always going to do it. So you want to basically just bring the idea of some type of awareness, psychically, that you would like their help in, to being able to reconfigure the energies as it pertains to the psychic body. So again, this is something for you to play with and getting an understanding in that way. But understand that they are here because you have summoned them and you're forming a relationship. You know, we're not taking this for granted. We are not taking these beings, not taking advantage out of them. It's very, very important that we are creating respectable and, of course, sacred energies between your connection and their connection. Because again, if we abuse this, and if we know that we're just messing around, these beings aren't going to stick around. Because when you're messing around, when you're not taking this seriously, when you're just making fun of anything, you're taking the piss out of everything, right? These beings are saying, you are not taking this seriously, right? And it all goes back to my previous video. As loving as these beings are, they are not to be trifled with, right? So when you are, again, pissing around and making a mess here, just being able to really make fun of this whole situation and not taking it seriously, they'll vanish. They'll go. They'll say, we're not in sync. This energy cannot be compatible. So again, if you're vibrating here in resonance with the example of 3 bars, and they're vibrating in resonance, but now you're messing around, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you're not in sync. The vibrations change, and they will just vanish from your perspective altogether. So being able to create a reality bridge is being able to be aware of 2 particular realities. So we have our own home reality here, and we have a parallel reality. something that represents a similar reality to ours, for example. But again, different rules apply, different laws apply in regards to, say, for example, that version of yourself. This version of yourself may be very, very wealthy, very intelligent, rocket science, intelligence, etc. Having all of these different types of personality traits that you have attracted, because this is giving yourself permission of aligning yourself to be some type of version of what this being is, right? It can just be anything, really, based upon your intention. And what we're attempting to do is that we have an awareness of both realities. But what we need to do is create this arc, create this bridge. And that bridge can only be built based upon mutual compatibility. It's very, very important that you're not just doing this all yourself. What you say goes. You're the boss. You're in charge here, right? No. You are functioning together within a co-creation. You're co-creating this together. Two beings existing in different worlds that are now building a relationship, building a bridge, a reality bridge, to create a third reality, right? Very similar to the entity Bashar, who talks through Derek, I'm sure many people know. Just being able to have his own introductions of saying that through this interaction, we're able to create a third reality. Same thing with Adronis as well, too. Every time he comes through, we have two different realities, and the relationship that I have built with Adronis creates a third reality. And that third reality is like taking these two particular bubbles together and amalgamating them into like a vesica piscis. So again, that is the orientation about how this reality bridge can be established. So just looking back at all of this, and go ahead and clear some of this off. So this is the very important part, and this is how we can really connect to such a deeper knowing about ourselves. Because even the type of beings that we attract, all of them form some type of relationship to who we currently are. It's not saying that we need to go into an entirely different vibration in order to make this abridgment happen. The ability for you to create a reality bridge really is for educational, inspirational, and empowerment aspects. That's the entire purpose of this. This is showing you your multidimensionality. This is showing you existing more as a fourth density being. Being able to connect with other parallel versions of yourself that have something to share with you. Okay. It just may be in the idea that you need to love more, that you need to increase your ability to be kind, that if you want to truly understand more of your own value, you will attract a parallel version of yourself that is the epitome of that value. Again, being able to connect with the higher self, being able to connect with spirit guides. We can do this as well too. Being able to connect with loved ones from the other side as well too. We can absolutely do that. Again, the most important ingredient of all of this is relationship. So the more that we are able to spend time, that depends upon you. It's 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, more than that. Fantastic. Giving yourself that particular type of inspiration and excitement to being able to connect with these other versions of ourselves. Well, Brad, how do I know this is real? How do I know this isn't just my imagination playing mind games with me? How do I know that this is, in fact, a parallel being that I'm connecting with? It's all about trust. You're utilizing your imagination to connect with these particular beings. You're allowing yourself to go deeper and deeper into altered states of consciousness. So moving into the alpha, moving into the theta, even being able to move into the delta. Being able to have a supercharged, heightened state of connectivity in the gamma wave frequencies. Right? These are all just different altered states of consciousness where we are able to fully go into these different realms, surrender ourselves, and connect with these beings because they have something to share with us. And this is when we are doing this, we are creating reality bridges. We're creating bridges as it relates to our multiplicity of being. So our dimensional selves going out in so many different directions, all contained here in the now nexus. So this is you. This is something that you know you hold. You have the capability. How far you want to take it is entirely up to you. Brad, have you used this? Yes. I use this to connect with Adronis, to connect with Rayar, to connect with Kitayoki, to connect with Kalina, to connect with the Consortium of Infinite Intelligence, to connect to my own higher mind, to connect to the universal mind. I use this all the time. And from my own particular perspective, something that has worked, something that has immensely transformed me within these past 8 years, is being able to build these reality bridges and being able to get to know all these people that I've been working with the past 8 years, thousands of clients that have really shared some amazing, heartfelt information, insight with me that has really educated me as well too. You know, it's not just me up here being the expert. It's me being able to take in and listen to everybody that has come to me and shared their story and shared their incredible inspirations with me. And that has really helped for me to reach an even further state of fulfillment within myself. So as Adronis comes through, as the higher mind comes through, and I share a lot of this perspective with other people, then they basically come through and they share this perspective about how they have enriched themselves or what they can do to enrich themselves, and being able to work with that energy and see how this all escalates, how these bridges become formed. It's one of the most amazing experiences you can have because it's educating you in regards to your multi-dimensional awareness, your omnipresence. So again, feel free to work with this energy. Feel free to go into that guided meditation, create that parallel mirror, and see what comes through your intention on a very serious level. Of course, you can have some playing around, but just being very serious about this, taking it very seriously, and not thinking, yeah, this is just my mind playing games on me. This is just the imagination, fantasy. I don't know if it's going to work. I don't know. And of course, if you feel that way, then you're going to have hesitation that will be existing in these particular realms. So give yourself the opportunity to say, I'm going to put all doubt aside. I'm just going to enjoy what this opportunity of experience is ready to give me. And being able to establish all of these bridges, connecting in that way through the idea of relationship. Thank you so much for watching the Psi Academy. I look forward to speaking to you again in a future episode. Thank you, and I will speak to you again in another perspective of the now. Take care, and may it be well with you. Goodbye.